So I'm going to be showing you some postural stretches that you can do with a foam roller. So for all these stretches, we're going to be using a 36-inch foam roller or a 3-foot one. So a very long foam roller, and all these stretches are going to be targeted towards your thoracic spine or the middle of your back. And so this area of the spine can get really stiff, especially if you've been sitting and not with the best posture, rounded forward. And so doing these stretches, we're gonna open up the chest and then also improve some of the motion in that part of your back so that hopefully you can sit up straighter and for longer. So getting on the foam roller is sometimes the hardest part. So you're gonna come to the end and then you're gonna sit down at one end, feet firmly planted, and then you can walk your hands backwards, and then you want your head resting on the foam roller as well. And so now that my feet are shoulder width apart, you also want to pay attention to what your back is doing. If there's a really big arch in your back, that's not going to be as stable, so you're going to try to move your pelvis backwards until you've got more contact of your back on the foam roller. So the first thing we're going to do is I just want you to kind of feel comfortable, get your bearings, and then you're going to slowly move your arms out to the side in a T shape. Palms up towards the ceiling, and then I just want you to take some good deep breaths. So you're going to be breathing in through your nose, and then breathing out through your mouth. So you want about 5 seconds for each of these. And I like to just have my arms straight out to the side. You're feeling a big chest stretch here, just kind of getting used to the foam roller. And so I'll do about 10 breaths or a minute time just with my arms straight out to the side. And then once you've figured that one out, you're gonna slowly try to move your arms up a little bit more. And then this is more like a Y shape with your body and your arms in this position. And same thing, trying to take about 10 deep breaths or a minute timed, feeling the stretch in your upper back. And then you can also try to do a lower V motion. I don't feel as much of a stretch here, but some of you might. And then with all of these, just trying not to stretch into any pain that you might be having. And so the next thing we're going to do is called a snow angel. This one is going to basically combine those 3 motions and trying to make an arc with your hands. So back of your hands on the floor, and you're slowly going to try to move your arms up and then come all the way back down. If you have any pain during this motion at all, don't go through it, especially once you get kind of up into this area. Your arms may feel a little bit more painful, especially in the shoulder area, so you don't have to keep going up, or you might not have enough motion to do that. So just doing whatever motion you have. Might be stopping here and coming back down. You can do 15 snow angels, or just set a timer for about a minute. And then the next one I like to do is called the butterfly stretch. So this one, you're going to put your hands behind your head, and then you're going to try to get your elbows to touch the floor. So reaching down as far as you can and then coming back up. It's like the wings of a butterfly. Doing this 15 times or setting a minute timer. And then the last one I like to do laying like this on the foam roller is called the backstroke. So this one hand is just going to be staying down by your side, and then the other arm is going to be moving back and attempting to reach the floor. You might not be able to get there, and then pulling it through, and then switching sides and pulling through. So just like a backstroke motion. Again, not moving through any pain, stopping through the motion. And it might be that you get here and then you're not able to touch the floor until about here, and that's perfectly fine. The next exercise we're going to do is to improve your thoracic mobility. So you're going to sit on the floor with the foam roller behind you, but this time it's going to be laid horizontally instead of vertically. And then you're just going to put the foam roller behind your back. Start usually just in that lower upper back, and then I'm going to put my hands behind my head when we're down this far, just so my head feels supported. And what you're going to do is try to gently bend backwards over the foam roller, just at that specific spot. Nothing crazy, just trying to get that segment on the foam roller to move. So you want to be careful with this, not to try to bend all the way over, because then you're moving your entire spine, not just that specific segment. And then once you've done that spot about 5 times, I'll move down just a little bit and then go to another area of your back. So about 5 times, moving through. And I usually pick about 5 different spots of my back. And then once I get a little bit higher, I'm gonna move my hands to be crossed over just to get my shoulder blades out of the way. And then same thing, trying to get a little bit of that upper thoracic spine to be able to move. We're gonna do the same stretch, but just in a chair. So you're gonna put the foam roller horizontally just over the armrest on the back of the chair, and then sit down. And usually that's just a good place to start wherever the foam roller hits you. And then you can either cross your arms in this position, or you can have your hands behind your head. And the same thing, you're just gonna arch backwards right over that spot. And then you can feel it a little bit more here. You wanna try not to arch your low back. So if you think about just keeping your hips grounded into the chair itself, that should be enough to make just that segment move. After you've done that one spot about 5 to 10 times, inch forward and then do it again. You can get a few different segments this way as well.